Welcome to You Ought to Watch This Movie, the podcast about movies from the first decade of the 2000s, aka the aughts. Follow along and explore a movie from the aughts, getting unbridled opinions from two millennials. Sit back, relax, and enjoy one of the best decades in movies.
And welcome back to Yadam. I am Miles.
I'm Colin.
And we are joined by a very special guest. It is Ron Howard in this movie. Oh, and as you can see, if you're watching, our new daughter.
Gemma.
Indeed.
And your collar's messed up.
My collar's always messed up.
I was doing this, like trying to get
you're trying to signal me?
Yes.
Yeah, it's much easier to tell me things. So, she is now almost 6 weeks old tomorrow. So, she decided to join us, although I am unsure exactly what her notes are because she's sleeping now. But if she wakes up, we'll ask and see if we get a response. Spoiler alert, we probably won't, but that's okay. So.
Yeah. Okay, so this episode we are reviewing How the Grinch Stole Christmas, which was released November 17th, 2000.
And just to be clear, we're not examining How the Grinch Stole Christmas as a documentary. We're reviewing the film titled How the Grinch Stole Christmas,
which is based off of a Dr. Seuss book titled How the Grinch Stole Christmas.
One might say that he had a Grinch in his life who stole his Christmas. Who knows?
Okay, trailer notes.
Trailer notes. Yes, I thought of this. I didn't write it down until today, but this was the entirety of my trailer notes. This is a Ron Howard film?
All right. So, first of all, both of us have seen this before. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
This is not one of the movies I watch every year around the holiday season because it's just not one of my favorites, I guess.
Ironically, The Holiday is. The movie, The Holiday?
Oh, yes. Uh-huh.
That is one that you watch.
Yes, that is one that I watch. Uh-huh. We watched two trailers for this. One was like a teaser. It was like the first trailer.
Yeah.
And it was like coming this Thanksgiving or whatever. And then the second one was a little longer, and it had a voiceover, since we're tracking that. And I thought that the second longer trailer captured the excitement of a holiday movie.
And the extent of the movie. Except for, the ending.
Yeah.
But, so... Summary. Oh, spoiler alert, if you haven't seen this, go ahead and watch it. You can purchase it on Amazon Prime Video for $13.99.
Or you can rent it anywhere else.
And it has been scaled up to ultra high definition, which is nice.
Yes. And of course, since it's not like Christmas time, it wasn't on a streaming service, but this past Christmas, it wasn't on a streaming service anyway, but it was played on TV a lot.
Yeah. I wonder if they're going to show it in theaters around the holidays.
Maybe for the 25th anniversary.
Maybe.
Okay, so summary. This is a movie adaptation of Dr. Seuss's How the Grinch Stole Christmas. The Grinch, who is a green creature, seeks revenge on Whoville and tries to steal their Christmas, but in the end he learns the true meaning of Christmas with the help from a little girl. And this is a holiday classic.
Mm-hmm. It is.
Oh, and now that it's 25 years old, we can say that it's a classic.
I didn't think it had to be 25 years.
I don't know, that's a Cars, so I'm just like, it was ironic.
Oh, okay, I see what you're saying. So, do we want to go down the actors?
Yeah. So, of course, the Grinch is played by Jim Carrey, who we know from lots of different things. And this would be the second time he plays someone green.
Oh, yeah, the mask.
Jeffrey Tambor, who we know from Arrested Development.
Excellent comedian.
It's funny how you can only tell who they are from, like, their lip down. Like, because they've adjusted their
Like the
noses,
bottom of their lip down, and then
yeah.
the top of their nose up.
Yeah, maybe. But that's how I could recognize people from, like, their mouth down.
It was very
Bottom
difficult.
Yeah. Christine. Oh, well, Jeffrey Tambor played the mayor of Whoville. Christine Baranski, who played Martha May Whovier. She is Leonard Hofstadter's mom on The Big Bang Theory.
That's what. Okay.
I knew she looked familiar.
And well, she had less of a nose than everyone else.
Oh yeah, she did. She was much prettier.
Yeah.
Molly Shannon, I mean, I don't really know her from anything. It's just
Saturday Night Live,
Well, I know.
Superstar, wonderful movie, by the way.
She played the mom, Betty Lou Who. And on a side note, T.J. Thine, who plays Dr. Hodgins on Bones, was one of Cindy Lou Who's older brothers.
Oh my gosh. That is hilarious.
I just only saw him like on the cast list as I was scrolling through it, and I was like,
I
who
remember
did he
the
play?
hair now. That's so funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
And
that's everyone I had on the list.
Okay.
Was there anyone else that you thought you knew?
no. Well,
Well, actually, if anybody cares, Mindy Sterling, who is one of the teachers on iCarly, played one of the Grinches, like the old ladies who raised him.
okay. Yeah, and then the Cindy Lou Who. I guess she quit acting and went on to become a mild-mannered rock star. So now she has a band that she leads called Pretty Reckless.
And her name is Taylor Momsen.
Momsen? Like mom, son?
Momsen.
Oh, okay. All right. So,
Yeah.
and it's like a post-grunge rock blues. Interesting, to say the least. Apparently, she became friends with Soundgarden's Chris Cornell.
That's cool.
Yeah. But, so where do we move here? It's been a couple weeks.
A couple weeks.
Yeah.
The last time we recorded, I was still pregnant.
And she was like just I'd say less than a foot away from where she is now. And a couple pounds lighter.
Yeah. Anyway, comments.
So I just have one final thought that I'm saving until the end.
Okay.
Okay. But as I can just say, comment-wise, is seeing it as an adult now, I think, is so much better because you get the full experience of comedy.
Well, I wrote that. Well, I'll get to that. But yes, my first comment was it looks good in Ultra K or whatever.
Ultra high definition?
Yeah.
Yeah. I was surprised, because a lot of that, 16:9 stuff was, never upscaled. So I don't know why they did it, but I'm glad they did.
Because it's a holiday movie and it has some heavy hitters.
Yeah, that's true.
But I was like, it doesn't look like it's 25 years old.
No, it looks like it could be like this year.
And I was thinking, wow, when she watches this movie, it'll be like super old, like when we were kids and we watched things like from the 70s or something, old movies, and they looked really old. And This is not going to look old, but it's going to be so much older than her. Well, it's 25 years older than her.
Yeah, and geez, so it'll be, when she starts watching it, it'll be like 30 years older.
Or can comprehend.
So like
it.
whenever we're, like the same thing, like when in 2000, whenever we're watching things from 1970, that was 30 years.
I know.
Oh, aging.
I don't like it.
Well, time is just a construct.
You don't like it either.
I don't like time at all. You're right.
You don't like being old. You don't like time passing.
Well, it was.
You're part of our generation. It hasn't.
Yeah, but I was born in the decade before you.
But you're still a millennial.
Yeah.
It
entire
hasn't passed
decade
you
separates
by.
us.
Anyway, because Miles said usually a lot of times we rent these movies that we're gonna like if it's not on a streaming service or we don't like own it, we rent it. Mm-hmm. And he's like, let's buy it in case we want to watch it with her.
Yeah, that just makes sense. Spend $13.99 now rather than $19.99. In 5 years with inflation or whatever, and it's like, knock on wood, Amazon's not going anywhere. So
yes, but they still have the problem of we can't find some of the things we already purchased.
Yeah, get that fixed, Amazon,
on a different device. But anyway, that was my first comment that it looks good. And then it made me feel old. So we already did that conversation. I think this movie teaches a good Christmas lesson, that it's not about all of the fanfare and the gifts and decorations, etc.
What's it about?
Well, according to this movie, it's like about people being around other people and
Community, family.
And reaching out to those who are lonely.
Huh. Yeah, he seemed pretty lonely. It's so interesting. I'm going to digress for just a minute here. They talked about they being, I was listening to a podcast recently, and they were talking about, depression and isolation and how, seasonal affectiveness disorder. And then they, and also how people turn to alcohol, as, like a coping mechanism. But then they said something really interesting, was that there was a study done that took rats and they gave them two water sources. Okay. One had heroin in it or some drug, and the other was just plain water. And when they put that rat in there alone, it would go for the drug-laced one. But when they put a group of rats in there, every single one of them went to the regular water. And so it's really, it's really a sign that, people seek out, substance abuse or whatever to cure loneliness, and that, depression is loneliness. And that, is if you put yourself around community, you're, less likely to get depressed.
Yeah.
So I just thought that was so interesting. And, it's like the Grinch is all up on his hill and by himself eating trash and hazardous waste.
That's because the community was mean to him.
Well, in the words of Stephanie Tanner, how rude.
So that was not entirely his fault.
Yeah.
But anyway, one of my other comments, or my only other comment that I wrote down, was that I feel like we got our first, watching, a family movie, got our first, adult jokes as parents.
Right.
So that made me feel old, but also it made me laugh.
What was there a specific parent joke in there?
Yeah.
Like what?
It was a specific adult joke, because they always lace kids' movies with them, so adults will laugh.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's the one.
But I see the separation you're making.
What?
It's like, as parents now.
Yeah, it's the first time.
We're
Because
okay.
it's the first time we watched a kids' movie, I
As
think.
a parent, yeah. That's funny.
But yes, there was a specific joke. It was the one where the babies were coming in the umbrellas. And then the guy's like, oh, our baby's here. Oh, it looks like your boss.
Yeah, that was fantastic. It looks like your boss.
But also the nonchalantness of this guy. Oh, he's getting the milk. Oh, our baby's here. Like, just like grabbing the milk.
Just, okay. On with, oh, look. Oh, the babies are out. Like, who's sending these babies in the, like.
In the umbrellas. I don't know.
And, like, how did the Grinch show up as a green furball?
Nobody knows who he is or what he is, what kind of creature he is.
Well, is looks like your boss. It's so stupid. But but such a subtle enough joke that man. Oh, that cuts deep, I'm sure. So what other commentary?
Well, I don't really have any. I was just watching it and I didn't have a lot of comments.
All right. Well, I mean, this doesn't have to be that long of a show today.
No, but it's a good one. We're going to have at least one other holiday movie coming up, so
Well, that's good.
In a few.
Well, before I was, well,
you said you had a comment.
I do. This is my final thought, all right? This is a Ron Howard film. Like, absolutely. So my trailer comment and my final thought were different by a question mark and exclamation point. Because seeing this in the light of Ron Howard and, like the work he's done on comedies, this is just, it fits it so well.
Do you think that, how much was he involved in Arrested Development? Was he like a producer or something?
I believe he, it was created by Horowitz, but I'm sure he was a writer on there at the very least.
I was just wondering if his like interaction with Jeffrey Tambor on this movie, like, or if he had other things, and then that's why they were on the same project.
So it was created by Mitchell Hurwitz, and it was let's see, writers. I'm looking here. Is narrated by Ron Howard, and then writing
Executive producer.
Oh, he is?
It said Ron Howard served as both executive producer and the omniscient narrator.
Okay, yeah. So this definitely has like that type of comedy written all over it, and I just enjoyed watching it because that's so funny that this preceded Arrested Development, because Arrested Development came out in 2003, and Jeffrey Tambor, is. I'm so interested to see how far back, Ron Howard's relationship goes with Jeffrey Tambor, or if this was the beginning of it.
Creation for Arrested Development began 2002.
Okay, yeah. But, yeah, so what do you grade it?
I give it an 88.
An 88.
Yeah. I don't enjoy it that much, which I should, because it's a Christmas movie. It's whimsical. It's just never been one of my favorites.
Yeah, it's just not something you're going to watch over and over again. It's enjoyable, for a first experience, but I give it a flat, a even B, an 85.
Okay.
It's good.
That's good.
Just, it's not something, like tantamount to The Holiday for Colin.
I guess, like, it's never been, even when I was a kid and we saw it, I never was like, oh, let's watch this every year.
Let's watch The Grinch. Oh, my God. Yeah.
I don't know. But it's probably a good movie adaptation.
I think it would be also a great idea for a costume for me to dress up as Grinch.
Yes, because you could try to...
steal a Christmas tree or two.
I know, you could try to act like him, like mannerisms and stuff.
Oh, okay.
But I was thinking when we watched this too, like I should like Jim Carrey because he's played like, I used to love The Mask when I was a kid, and like he's played lots of outrageous characters,
Ace Ventura, Pet Detective.
which I should like, but I just don't, because a lot of the comedy he's done is like icky, and so I guess that's why I don't like him.
Yeah, well, that's okay.
Because I love outrageous characters.
Have you watched the Ace Ventura Pet Detective?
No, we saw part of it on TV. The part I saw looked icky.
What part did you see?
The end.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Maybe that's something that we should watch because that was a 90s film.
Yeah.
So, anyways, well, with that, we will be back in 2 weeks. And Gemma, do you have anything to say?
She's very sleepy.
Okay. Well, we forgive you for not, partaking. But next time, bring your notes and stay awake. With that, we will see you in 2 weeks. Thank you so much. And this has been Yadam or
You ought to watch this movie.
Bye.
Thanks for
Bye.
listening to You Ought to Watch This Movie, a podcast about movies from the first decade of the 2000s, aka the aughts. Be sure to subscribe for new episodes covering movies you ought to watch. We'll see you next time.